Hi all, Yankee Farm Wife here. Dear Donald and JD, I have some questions for you. But first, let's take a quick look at our vocab word for the day. It's pandering. Other forms of pandering, panders, pandered. For example, if a campaigning politician wants to pander to a crowd of pet owners, he might deliver a speech while holding his own pet poodle. Or when a politician wears a lecherous, lusty smile and hints at delivering Ukraine while chatting with Putin, or writes love notes to a North Korean dictator and douses them with Axe body spray. So to pander is to appease or gratify, and often in a negative, self-serving way. Now I suppose I could just stop right there, but really, what fun is that? Question number 1, and this one is for you, Donnie. Do you ever wonder if people can see through your charade? Now, I'm not talking about the fake orange tan or the dyed blonde. Well, I don't know. For the sake of simplicity, we'll call it hair, or your golf championships, or your fictitious billionaire status. We all know that's bogus, but the pandering. Do you wonder if people know you're full of poppycock? Dogs like to be pandered to. They have no ego, and for them, all attention is a good thing, even if it's about having pooped in the yard like a good dog. But people, they may not get it at first, but sooner or later, people realize they're being condescended to, and in your case, it's condescending from below. Way below. Aren't you worried they'll figure out your con game before the election? I'd be. What got me thinking about it was the speech you gave a few days ago in which you told a Christian audience, whom you suggested didn't like to vote, that if you got elected, they would never have to bother voting again. Just one more vote and done. One and done. Too much there to take on in one video. But I never once uttered, "Oh bother, I have to vote again." A whole hour of my time. What would Jesus do? I just think about what unholy perdition my foremothers went through to make sure I have a voice in governance of my country, and I get in the car and I drive to town hall. In any case, Trump, you then went on to pander to the aforementioned Christians, and it looked like this.
And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to.
Now, I must admit, I wasn't the first to notice he sounded just like me when I'm praising a puppy for pooping in the yard instead of in the house. My husband pointed it out to me and I took offense. But then, just look.
Oh, you my good boy. Did you go puppies outside? Oh, you're a good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. I love my good puppy. I love my puppy. Yes, I do.
But let's just check in with JD Vance, sycophant extraordinaire, who famously said, "I go back and forth between thinking Trump is a cynical asshole like Nixon, who wouldn't be that bad and might even be useful, or that he's America's Hitler." And now that he's a candidate for VP, at least temporarily, well, sing that funky music, white boy. Sing that funky music right, end quote. I allowed myself to focus so much on the stylistic element of Trump that I completely ignored the way in which he substantively was offering something very different on foreign policy, on trade, on immigration. Vance told the New York Times in June, which, when translated, means, here's a string of words that sounds like I think it means something but doesn't, so I hope you and Trump believe me because despite my Ivy League education, truth is, I got nothing. Stylistic element of Trump. That's funny. But I won't go there. JD, do you really think that was sufficient compensation for having called Trump an idiot? I mean, this is all very funny for those of us who are not on Team Trump and watching from our couches, popcorn in hand. Not that I'm on your team, but it is hard to see you humiliate yourself. You need to try harder if you want to remain a candidate. Pucker up those lips and gorilla glue them right to his ass because he will nonchalantly dump you for a second course. Ask his wives. And if that isn't enough, check in with former Vice President Pence. Rumor has it Trump rubbed his hands together with glee when he saw the gallows on TV on January 6th. Remember my birthday, 60th birthday? And then he did a fist pump when his fanboys chanted, "Hang Mike Pence! Hang Mike Pence!" Just saying. It's a trend. Up until now, it seems Trump has fallen for your paltry attempt at ass-kissing. And when asked why he selected you, Trump replied, "We've always had good chemistry," during an interview on Fox News' Jesse Waters Prime, completely ignoring the earlier idiot and "Oh, America's Hitler" remarks.
We've always had a good chemistry, and originally JD was probably not for me, but he didn't know me. And then when we got to know each other, he liked me maybe more than anybody liked me, and he would stick up for me, and he'd fight for the worker.
And I can see where Trump would think that, because you have said you're willing to disregard the Constitution for him and interfere in election results, and then maybe go out for beers with a posse of Proud Boys, that you're just that good. But let's make one thing clear. Trump is the king of pander, with hopes of being the king of America. And you, I am afraid, are not. Now, your efforts just don't cut it. For example, that weird line about drinking Mountain Dew. People like it when Trump baits them with racist propaganda. But judging from the reception you got when you tried it...
Well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday, and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys.
Well, I was embarrassed for you, which is saying something, because I do not like you. Don't feel bad. I don't like Trump either, and that goes back decades. But Mountain Dewgate didn't give you any more street cred than Trump got when addressing a black audience and saying blacks loved him because he has a mugshot.
We've all seen the mugshot, and you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts and they sell them for... It's pretty amazing.
Now, I have never read Hillbilly Eulogy. No, wait, Elegy. Because it just didn't look interesting to me. Nor did I watch the movie for the same reason. But I'm sure you had a terrible childhood and spent a lot of time curled up on the couch crying. Right? Kiss for mama? Oh, I love you. And I know Donnie just survived an assassination attempt, and as I've stated in a previous video, I am appalled by what happened. But we must forge ahead for the sake of saving our democracy, which JD and Trump so blatantly plan to imperil. You boys don't need me. So JD, you have your wife and kids, and Trump, you have supporters, many wearing bandages on their ears to help you feel less self-conscious about your own bandage. It's just like after Sandy Hook, Parkland, Uvalde school shootings, when hundreds of gun owners turned in their AK-47s to local police stations, declared they would fight for gun control, and wore toe tags in empathy with the murdered school children.
Wait, did that happen?
It didn't? Really? It didn't happen? You're kidding. That was satire? Oh, wow. Sorry. I can't believe I fell for that. I'm sorry. Better keep an eye on me in case I start believing the things that Trump says. I feel so foolish and a little dirty.